Hey everybody. Looked into a subject last night. Decided see what's going on. People do anything for money, and you don't know what's fake or what's real. Prime example is Alaska Bush people. Me and my girlfriend started watching it together. It's been on for 11 seasons. We were real excited when it first started. The premise of the show is they shun modern conveniences, live out in the bush, way out where nobody's at. They have this big family. They live like off of nature. That was the premise of the show. Lo and behold, it's a different story when you really find out later on. Some of it's BS. When they're not filming the show in their cabin living in the bush, they're living in a hotel in town. That's the real story. Their cabin is not as remote as they want you to think. They have neighbors. They're only a couple miles from a Pizza Hut. So that's all BS. One episode was about their sons dating, and then lo and behold, one of their sons' name is Noah. He went on a date. The date was an actress, and then they act like they shun technology. Well, they all got YouTube accounts. Then there's a story about the father Billy and Bam, the oldest son. They cheated the state of Alaska because they said they live there in Alaska full time. So you get some money from the state from their oil fund or something. All residents get this. Well, it was a lie. They both had to go to jail for 30 days because they lied. They say they built their cabin with their bare hands in the woods. Well, some locals say they built it for them. So that's probably a lie too. Another show I used to watch, a pretty good show, is called Duck Dynasty. I find out that's scripted too, but it's called like scripted reality, which they script some parts and then they let the people be themselves in that scenario. And another show that I like is called Alaska Last Frontier. Supposedly they're living off the land, and they're barely surviving, and you got to harvest all your food and all this. Well, mostly that's a lie. They only live a couple miles from the grocery store, and so everything they do, they prepare for it in advance, so they know what to do. It's all scripted. Another show I used to watch is called Storage Wars, which, hey, it's a simple show, but it was nice. Then I find out that the lockers were staged, and then all the interviews, those are scripted, and so you don't know what's fake and what's real anymore. One show that my girlfriend watches a lot is Long Island Medium. I call her the Long Island crackpot, but I find out some of that's fake. Producers find out all the information through social media and questionnaires and background checks. So she gets all the information beforehand. Another show I like is Pawn Stars. All the items are researched and the price points are agreed on beforehand. Now, since I'm into YouTube, there's a lot of fake YouTubers too. You don't know, they'll do anything to get views. One of them that I watched in the early days was called the After Prison Show, with this guy named Joe. Well, he was like just the nicest guy, you know. He wanted to help everybody. He wanted to, you know, he had a group of friends from prison that got out and wanted to help everybody. Well, now he lost all his friends, and there's a different story about how he really is. Like when he's on Twitter and stuff, he'll start bashing people and calling people names. So he's not as good a guy as he makes out to be, like on YouTube. There's this girl I watch too. She lives in a Bronco, right? She has 3 dogs. All she does is drive around and live in this Bronco. She's this young girl. Some people say she's half fake too. You know? She'll do anything for a view. She's selling t-shirts with her chest imprinted on them. You know, going underneath the truck and working on it in a tank top on her Bronco. So, what kind of people are watching this show? Probably a lot of older guys. But she gets a lot of views. Even her driver's seat, she said she turned it into a toilet. While she's driving, she can go to the bathroom at the same time. Some people just do anything for views. She even had a boyfriend for a while, but I think she dumped him because she didn't want to settle down because she was losing views. She had to take off in her Bronco again with these 3 dogs. There's another YouTuber, or 2 YouTubers. They're called Squirmy and Grubs. Squirmy is this severely handicapped guy, and Grubs is this woman that looks like a model, right? And supposedly they got married. Now they make all kinds of videos on what they do together and all this. Well, now some people are saying this is fake. Like she's always posing and all this and get tons of views. So a troll outed them, found out Squirmy's cell phone number and texted him and said, hey, I really know what's going on. Your first caregiver was named Anna. And now this Scrubs that you're making these YouTube videos with and that you're married to, her name's Hannah. So there's something very fishy going on here. Are you guys just doing this for the views? It looks like it. When there's all this money involved, people do anything. If it's a fake story, then people fall for it. Like, people fall for all kinds of stuff nowadays. Like, you know, everything's a conspiracy theory. Well, maybe some of them are true. You can't trust the news media.